Alright, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today we'll be talking about Activision once again because another controversy has unfolded with the company, apparently stealing artwork for the Call of Duty franchise. If you don't know or didn't see the video, I made one a couple weeks ago at this point talking about a situation that was unfolding on Twitter where a small artist in the community basically was calling out Activision for the insane similarities, the point of similarities being that it was virtually indistinguishable from the art that this person had made like 2 years ago that was being sold as a cosmetic skin in Call of Duty and actually was being promoted as one of the premium skins for this upcoming season of content in the game, right? So we talked about that, and it appears that Call of Duty is in a similar controversy once again, this time involving someone by the name of Robert Bowling, who actually, if you don't know, used to work at Infinity Ward as, I think, the community relations manager, if I'm correct on that. He was a significant part of the Call of Duty franchise for a while, right? So this is a pretty big allegation, you know? It's not to say that it's more important than like a small artist getting ripped off, but when you're potentially ripping off artwork from basically former employees who are working on new game projects as we speak, that's a little bit different, you know? I feel like a lot of people kind of shrug, unfortunately, at the first situation because it's a small artist, right? But at this one, this is pretty serious, right? Like, this could actually, I believe, lead to a lawsuit even. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and start this video by saying I just simply don't believe that it's a coincidence that Activision is suddenly getting caught up in all of these different situations where, you know, they're getting accused of stealing artwork from other games and other people in the community. I feel like, you know, they have to be related at least in some way, right? Like, I mean, if we have once every 2 weeks a new allegation coming against Activision for them stealing someone's assets to put in the game, at that point it starts to look like an intentional thing, you know? It goes beyond just, oh, maybe an employee did this without the upper management knowing about it, or maybe it was just an accident, you know? When it just kind of repeatedly happens, it just more or less seems like this is a conscious decision, I guess you can call it that, the folks over at Activision and even maybe the smaller studios that are working on the games are making, which in this case would be Sledgehammer Games. I don't know, man. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. I can't even remember my own sayings at this point. But today's video is sponsored by Optimus, the official home of Optimus merch. We just launched our summer 2022 collection and we're passing savings on to you. Most of our products are made right here in the USA, and last year we had over a 99% satisfaction rating with our clothes, accessories, and digital products. With the summer weather here, it's crucial to be comfortable in durable clothing, and our soft, true-to-size shirts are perfect for this weather. With LED mouse pads, posters, shirts, hoodies, shorts, phone accessories, and much more, Optimus is your one-stop shop for anything Optimus. You can also get my new book, 10 Years of YouTube, My Journeys ebook, and more. And the best part is, you can shop right here on YouTube. We've connected Optimus and Optimus to give you a seamless, easy-to-shop experience right underneath all of your favorite Optimus uploads. But don't wait, use code BESTFANSEVER at checkout for 10% off your entire order. Whether you spend $5 or $100, you can get 10% off today off your entire order at Optimus. Go to www.shoptimus.net for more. Just a few weeks after acknowledging the, quote, misstep of plagiarizing the Floof Fury skin for Call of Duty Warzone, Activision is facing accusations of having done it again, this time with a skin that looks remarkably similar to a variant in Midnight Society's upcoming extraction shooter Deadrop. Variants in the world of Deadrop are the players who purchased the first round of early access passes to the game. Among the bonuses granted to them for being first in line are Visor Cortex IDs, which are basically NFTs that grant unique visor skins to those who own them. Think Daft Punk, but more overtly martial. So this is apparently a image or like a graphic of these different visors that you can see in this game. I'll be honest, I haven't paid any attention to Deadrop. I don't know what's going on with that, so this is all pretty new to me, but I mean, you know, it looks like stuff we've seen before in my opinion. I mean, it's not like it's a revolutionary idea, but at the end of the day, what we're about to take a look at goes a little bit beyond, I personally believe at least, you know, just a simple little coinky dink, you know what I mean? Just something that happens by accident, right? I feel like in the art community, or realistically in any creative process, it isn't entirely possible for people to come to the same artistic conclusion and make very similar pieces of art, even if they're not influenced by the same thing or, you know, directly influenced by one another even. But once again, when this happens so often, is it really an accident anymore? If this continues to be a problem, is it really an accident? So what you're seeing on the left of this tweet here is the, I believe, Deadrop image of this that supposedly Call of Duty's basing this skin off of, and then on the right we have the Call of Duty skin. And as you can see, I mean, they're pretty alike, you know what I mean? It's not, I think, as bad as the Floof Fury situation that unfolded. That was like a legitimate, direct, and blatant ripoff all the way down to even the minor details. But this is still pretty derivative, you know what I mean? It's still at that point where you can look at this and you can look at the original art here and you can say, yeah, there's definitely a similarity. Now, of course, for Activision, this is coming at potentially the worst time that this could be coming for them, you know? Like I said, they just got involved in this big situation not even a few weeks ago, right? So I guess the aftertaste of that situation is still in some people's mouth, right? But at the end of the day, now you have this situation going on. I don't know how to defend Activision here, right? At the same time, and with all due respect, both designs are also, well, awfully generic. Skull masks have been around for just about as long as skulls have. I was a big fan of General Kael's look in Willow, and in the Call of Duty series since 2009. Ghost's mask isn't holographic, but the one worn by Spectre, a character from Black Ops 3 and 4, definitely is. And so is Stitch's corrupted cranium skin. We're not exactly breaking new ground here, and personally, I don't think it's too much of a leap to see Bowling's Midnight Society visor skin as a tip of the hat to his days at Infinity Ward, which inevitably leads to the question of who's really emulating who. Still, it's hard to overlook the specifics. The luminous blue hue, the hood, and the dark patch at the top of the skull and the Doomsayer skin are virtual dead ringers for Bowling's design, and the Floof Fury situation in July, which at last check Activision has still not acknowledged as plagiarism or even apologized for, does not inspire great confidence that this is all just a strange coincidence. I really don't think that this artwork is generic enough that Activision can say, oh, well, you know, we just accidentally made the same piece of art here, you know what I mean? I feel like the original artwork here, the visor, as we'll call it, I guess, is still, you know, original enough as artwork that it qualifies to be original artwork, right? I mean, they say, oh, well, who's really emulating who in the article? It's pretty apparent who's emulating who in this article. In my opinion, and as a massive fan of the Call of Duty franchise for well over a decade, I mean, I just don't see Robert Bowling's design as, I guess, derivative or inspired even by his days at Call of Duty. I don't really think this character looks like Ghost, you know what I mean? Or really anyone else in the game franchise. I personally don't see it. I think it's original enough to qualify itself as its own artwork. And I think it's pretty apparent that Call of Duty either straight up ripped this artwork off or they at least got pretty inspired, I guess is the nicest way I can put it. I mean, just think about it this way, right? This is the way I look at it, you know? Let's say your buddy got caught, I don't know, shoplifting at Walmart and got arrested by the police just like 3 weeks ago, right? And he calls you today and he's like, hey man, I just got busted for some bogus ass shit. They say I was shoplifting, but I really wasn't. Are you really inclined to believe them? You know what I mean? Like, I don't see a way to defend Activision, you know what I mean? And let's be real here, is Activision a company worth defending? You know, this has been a morally just fucked up company for the longest time at this point, you know what I mean? What I've been thinking though is like, why does Activision continue to put themselves in these situations, right? Like, it's the age of the internet. I mean, if this was like 1935 or something, yeah, it might be a little bit easier to get away with like stealing artwork or something like that, plagiarizing somebody's stuff. But I mean, you got like billions of people online now, right? Who can just instantly call you out for your shit at any given moment. If you're gonna steal, like, I don't know, like in the first instance, some small artist's artwork and put it in your billion-dollar video game, right? Someone's eventually gonna figure that out. It's not the day and age where people can't just cross-reference things and look at this, right? I don't know what Activision's thought process is going into this, because in my opinion, I think it's pretty apparent that somebody at the company is stealing ideas, you know? And it may not be like a company-wide cultural thing where, you know, like the CEO or whatever sitting there with an evil grin talking about, nah, steal the artwork from everybody else, right? It may not be something like that, but, you know, there's a problem somewhere in the company. You know, there's one employee, maybe multiple employees that are just stealing shit from other people. And I feel like it puts the company at liability because I just can't see how in these instances, like, a court's gonna look at it and not say Call of Duty's work was derivative, if not just plagiarizing them. I don't know, man. It's just insane that this seems to be a recurring problem with the company that, of course, has so much money. Like, can they really not afford to just pay for the shit, you know? Like, can they not license it or something? I don't know, right? Like, I figure that there's so many options that they could go with that don't involve stealing. So, with that being said, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're brand new around here on the channel, follow me over on Twitter and Twitch at @SubToOptimus. Make sure to check out Shoptimus down below. And until my next video, guys, this is Optimus, well, talking about Activision getting caught again, and signing out.